Hey, boys and girls, we're going to shoot it in the head. Fuck it.
Good night. Have a good weekend.
Weather report for October 29th, 2020. Believe it or not. Anyway, what's happening?
Well, we have one positive response to us going live. I really appreciate that, Wooly. Wooly's always here for us.
Yay, and they're back, but his avatar has a middle finger raised, so I'm getting a mixed message there.
Okay, I do need to wonder about what that means, but still, I'm going to take it as a win.
Anyway, so you guys were talking about Tom Rabbit?
Rabbit.
Yeah. So yeah, he's done about 4 videos, I think, since this thing with since the clubhouse has become Darth's kind of, I guess, permanent haunt now. And yeah, it hasn't gone so well. Like he's made a couple women cry, and then he got kind of called out for that. And then the video that he released of him in a dispute with the second woman that he made cry, that got found out by the other Christians that were on there, and Tom did another video of them discussing what went down, and they seemed to think that Tom Rabbit was in cahoots with Darth Dawkins, and he's recording Darth's exchanges and then putting them on YouTube to embarrass other Christians. It's like, oh well, you're close, but that's not what's going on. It's
Wow.
like Tom is documenting the phenomenon that is Darth Dawkins, and his victims, I suppose. Which,
yeah,
but yeah, they got a lot of the wrong impression. But there were a couple people in there that kind of had an idea of what was, seemed to understand a little bit better what was going on. So yeah, who knows?
So Darth Dawkins is kind of like a intellectual serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's a good way. I've never heard
the intellectual part. Yeah.
Quasi-intellectual serial killer.
Does he not know how to use StreamYard? Or is he not aware that it's free? Like he could just do like his own thing on YouTube. I think.
I don't know why he doesn't.
And just get tons of views. Like I don't understand what Darth's doing.
He did have a YouTube site for a while, didn't he?
I think he did.
He did, but he never really put anything on. I think he put a couple of videos on, then he took them off immediately or something like that.
Was it like the Duncan Atheism?
Yeah.
Logo he used? Okay.
Yeah, and I think he used to put them on and then he'd take them off immediately or something. And it did not last long at all for some reason. Don't ask me why. But Tom Rabbit has said that. He said, he could make some serious dough on this. And Tom has said it right to Darth's face and discussed it with him. And, obviously Darth doesn't want any part of it. He doesn't want to do it, I guess.
Maybe in real life he's a very important guy. He could be like a CEO or something. Yeah, and just his time on Discord and stuff. And
okay, I could see him managing a KFC.
Oh gosh.
I'm pretty sure that's what he does.
No, you know what I can see?
Would any of us eat that chicken? I don't think so.
You know what I can see him doing? Making dentures in his mother's basement. Oh, wait, that's what he does too. Wait, that's what he does. So
is that a true story?
Yeah, it is.
No.
That's what he actually does. He makes. I think he had a business. And it failed, it went downhill or something, but I think he still dabbles in it. Like he must just do a little bit, probably enough just to keep him afloat or something,
Yeah. I suspect that given how kind of how much he hates like you're kind of stereotypical targets for like kind of older right wing guys. Like he hates social welfare and he hates these people getting a handout. My guess is he's on disability because it's a thing that happens in Michigan. A lot of the northern counties, they're overwhelmingly Republican, and now there's a lot of them that are really into Trump. Like they just love Trump. Sun rises and sets in his wig hair thing, but they it's called the disability belt. Most of those people are older and they're on either Social Security, something like that. They're and if I don't have anything against that, but it's really weird because it's like you're actively like cheerleading for people that want to cut your benefits, and you're living in ski country on those government benefits. It's just really bizarre.
And their champion is a fucking supposed multi-millionaire businessman who paid $700 in taxes. That's their fucking champion. It's like, I think they got the wrong champion. I don't know.
Yeah. Nicola's in the side chat. He said, Jeff, he knows how to use it. He deletes streams immediately after so that, one, anything he said couldn't be used against him in subsequent quote unquote debates. Two, he thought it would avoid strikes. It didn't. So apparently, yeah, he was even getting struck back then when he had a channel. So maybe, yeah, he must have been ahead of the curve then as far as some of these guys go. Like he was so belligerent and offensive he was getting. Although back then I can imagine people would probably be levying charges, against him, like being like he was a little bit screamier, I think, then when he was on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of Tom Rabbit's got a few good rants from him where he gets good and worked up. But I think like the last one where he's like really melting down was, I think, from about 2 years ago. But there were ones before that the other people caught that are like 4 and 5 years old. And that would have been back into like your Google Hangout days and stuff.
Do you have a Dawkins classic in your playlists anywhere?
I've been going through a few of them. I've been trying to find some. I was thinking about reviewing the one. I don't think I did a review of the one he had. The one between him and Lawrence Krauss, Canadian Catholic.
Your mic has just gone to hell on us.
Who's that?
Oh,
you.
Now we can hear you.
Unless you turned away from it, you were fading out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
you
weird.
were fading out pretty bad.
Yeah,
so I sent Nicola a invite.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Nicola,
if you look back at those old ones that you're talking about, Jeff, obviously back then he didn't have the mute powers that he has, right? So he was so much more mellow because he just didn't have it, and he was always being attacked and really ridiculed over him, leaving. Like he would either rage quit or run away, and he received a lot of shit for that back then. Whenever he got in trouble with an argument or something like that, I got to go walk the dog, or I got to do this, or he'd make up excuses and leave, and he got a lot of shit for that. So so he was quite a bit different back then.
Most of the shit I've seen from Darth Dawkins, he's always had mute power, or he's always had some power over the room, right?
Yeah.
And he uses it atrociously. He's worse than I am.
Yeah, it seems like you don't have a whole lot of power on YouTube, except just to either completely ban them or you can't mute them and keep them muted.
Yeah, and you got to have a mute button with Darth. I mean, if you're going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
He rage quit on me when I muted him a couple times, though, I think.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle that.
He gets furious when you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a little boy. Darth is a little boy.
I am amazed at the fact, like you said, Speed, that he really abuses the mute, right? He just mutes people or bans them or whatever. And you would think, behaving that way, that he would run out of people. People would just be like, you know what? Why am I going to bother with this guy? You're going to last 5 minutes. You're not going to be able to barely get a word in.
That's kind of how I feel.
They just keep coming, though. It's amazing that people still want to even talk with the guy.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Jefferson dropped out again.
That's right. I tell you what, he's like a little quantum particle. He just keeps going in and out.
Oh, he's like a zombie ghost.
Yeah.
A zombie ghost.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think the answer? I mean, this because there's so many people on the internet that you just never run out of people coming on, I guess, is the answer to that.
I think he's been through like a generation already. And
Yeah,
now he's moved on to the next generation, and now they're kind of the weird thing is though, and I think he had this problem before probably with YouTube, but now he's trying to migrate to something like Clubhouse. He's burning through well-wishers and fellow travelers quickly. Like he's just it's funny because in one of the videos one of the guys says something to him like they're talking about like the fallout of this kind of contentious argument that Darth was in, and the guy's like, I don't know, it's some of these other guys that have come over with him from Discord, it's just like you talk to these guys and it's always every conversation it's like swords out, like they're ready to fight. And he's like, Clubhouse really isn't like that. And he's like, these Clubhouse, or actually, I think he was one of the Discord people, and he was like, these Clubhouse Christians, they really got to be babied. So it's like, okay, so people wanted to create a social media social spot where it was about conversation and discourse, not debate me, bro, tournament to the death kind of stuff. Yeah, it's kind of sad. They're just like, wow, these people aren't ready. Like once you say one wrong thing and you spot weakness, it's blood in the water, and it's time to go into a frenzy.
Grrr. Oh, was that you? Okay. Grrr.
You little bitch.
I'm dizzy.
Got him.
I feel like I was cutting up. You know how you're trying to talk to someone over the phone and it keeps going in and out?
Yeah.
What's so funny about
Listen to that devilish laugh.
You do have a wicked note to your laughter there, Grrr.
Wait, me?
Yeah, mischievous kind of.
You know what? I've had. Okay, my girlfriend said that one night. She said, "Girl, I heard you online, and you sound like an evil villain." I was like, "I don't think anyone else sees it that way, but thank you."
Yeah. Oh,
No, what do you mean?
What I would've gone to.
We were just talking about that backstage, and we were saying, "Gurr, he's like an evil villain."
I did. I said, yes, his villainicity is very evil.
I'm the mini me. Not the big me, the mini me. So I heard you guys talking about Darth Dawkins and how it's shocking that he still has an audience. And I agree. I have no idea. He's the only person I would not want to talk to at all. At gunpoint, I'd be like, nope, just shoot me. I don't want to talk to him.
The weird thing is, like, I was surprised that when I'm way late to the game and criticizing him. So I was surprised that there were people who are like still curious enough about him that they're willing to tune in to my stuff and listen to me like break down like some, because a lot of this stuff hasn't changed. I mean, he's learned a couple of new tricks, kind of, in his theology and some of his arguments, but not much. He's still doing the whole, like, it's basically an abductive argument until it's not, and then it's a modal ontological argument until he gets caught there, and then it's a tag argument, and then it's the contingency argument, and it's all one argument. It's all, Darth's a mastermind. Like, no, it's just the cumulative argument for crap approach that these guys like to do.
It is funny because when I saw that you were reviewing and criticizing or analyzing, however you want to phrase it, his stuff, and how you would get like hundreds of viewers like during the actual live review process, I thought people still want to hear about Darth Dawkins, because I had the same thoughts. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's awesome.
The crazy thing is, like, if I did a hashtag Darth Dawkins, I'd get all kinds of views. In fact, I'd get more views with Darth Dawkins than I would with hashtag bloody train wreck, hashtag clones, hashtag balloons, hashtag hookers.
I mean, Speed, that's true, because I think your most popular video is when Leo and talked to Darth Dawkins. Double D's, as I call him.
But I think it's because the guy has a reputation in enough corners where he stirred up enough, and that's sad. He stirred up enough animosity that people show up to see if he's going to show up and get his, himself like kind of rhetorically manhandled by someone, or woman-handled, as the case may be. And so I think that's the sort of thing that people are looking for. Like, ooh, somebody's
they hate him.
Yeah, and I think his approach naturally confuses people, which is, I think, the probably the most damning thing about what he does, because people now, in some of these most recent Tom Rabbit videos, the discussion going on between this kid who's like, I don't know if Darth's a racist, but he's definitely dabbling in racism. And this other guy's like, well, okay, I don't know if he's a racist, but you know what? He's one of the best, if not the best, precept apologists out there. And I'm like, no, he's not a preceptor. He uses every single apologetic, every manipulated, mutated, tortured to death philosophical argument that Christian apologists have mutated. He will use that and throw that at people, and then when they try to ask him questions, he treats them like they're idiots, and then pivots to usually another aspect of another argument and acts like they're the same thing. And so it's this weird game of pickup where he's in there playing this weird. He's like a performative. It's almost like really bad improv. He's there doing a scene, and you want to join in on the scene, and the next thing that happens is he's pulled out a gun, and he's waving it around at the audience and at the other improv. So that kind of shit starts to attract, that attracts attention. So that's the best thing I do. But I think that the fact that he stirs up a lot of like curiosity in people who I think, for whatever reason, they're rather watching it because they're like, I want to see if this guy is right. But I think there's a lot more people that want to see him taken down a peg because he comes across so so sanctimonious and so smug that it's like, there's no way this guy's this certain about any of this shit. This sounds like an act. And I think they just want to see his balloon get popped.
Yep. A lot of people go after him for the challenge of it too, right?
Well,
I mean,
can I draw a parallel?
He is challenging.
Draw a parallel to Maddox and the arrogance and the attitude. It's the arrogance and the attitude that pisses people off, where they want to, they want a piece of them, right?
Yep.
And all they end up doing is giving them popularity.
Yep.
But I don't know. We got to have bad guys, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's some people, they will dedicate entire shows to him, but actually not talk about him. It's really weird.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who would do that. That's kind of
Who would do that?
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
I mean, what's the point in that?
Slow crowd.
Actually, I got a treat for you guys today because we're going to do a little Maddox bashing.
Wow, we never get those.
You love that, girl, right? You definitely love that.
Yeah.
I just want you to hear this brilliant fucking argument that he's making about. I don't know what the fuck it's about, to tell you the truth, but see if you guys can figure it out. But
you talked about Lucifer, Satan taking Christ up on the mountain to see the world and such. You said that's impossible. So from your purely naturalistic perspective, true. But isn't the entire character of Lucifer supposed to be not bound by the physical restrictions of a human? And given the fact that Jesus is committing miracles, he also is not bound by the restrictions that a human such as us would have. So I'm not really understanding how the whole premise of being able to observe things simultaneously is that difficult to reach a conclusion on, especially given the fact that people in the ridiculous number of documented near-death experiences talk about this exact concept of being able to perceive multiple locations simultaneously, and that time, the restriction of time, is being removed from the equation. So, and that's a whole component of Christianity in and of itself, is that not being bound by time. And then when you think about it from a scientific perspective, the only reason that we are not able to control things like in terms of on the quantum level is because we are currently bound to the mortal coil. If that's removed from the equation and we're solely energy, then those barriers disappear. So I'm not really following you on how that A is evidence against the Christian God, and B wouldn't actually be evidence for it, especially now based on things that we're discovering are absolutely possible if you don't have the physical body restrictions.
Okay.
What was he saying?
So, okay, I get that if there is a God and Jesus is the son of this God and also is this God, yada, yada. I get that he could see anything and everything that exists, or everything on the earth. I can get that. But first you got to prove that it exists.
I think he forgot. I think he forgot that part, and he started. Like given what we're seeing from a scientific perspective, that if you're not bound by the mortal coil, you can do any fucking thing you want because we're not bound by space time. So whatever. It's like what?
We can be in control of the quantum world.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to know what was whoever he's talking with. What was their point in bringing up Jesus, Satan tempting Jesus by showing him everything on the world? I don't get what their point was. To be fair,
I could go. I have a transcript of this fucking atrocity. It's
oh
just
my
like
god.
it's just like.
I'm wondering, how does John think that things like, that he's not the first one to bring up like NDEs as like evidence of, God or another side or actual life after death or whatever. But how does he feel? Maybe this is a cheap shot or something. I'm sure somebody's brought this up, but how does he feel? What does he think that the theological implication of that is, given that John 20 verse 29 says, because you have seen me, you have believed, but blessed are those who have not seen and have believed.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and that is a great verse because if applied sufficiently, you can really get somebody tripping up over themselves.
Yeah, and there's plenty. I think it might have been Cy Ten Bruggencate back in the day who used that one I think I heard him use that in one of his little lectures because he was trying to say he used to be an evidentialist, but he didn't like that anymore. And one of the reasons was John 20:29, because using evidence to do that, well, it just sort of negates what John said. You're better off relying on your faith. What better way to do that than to, yeah.
That actually reminds me of a conversation I had one time. This Christian was telling me, the Christian was saying something along the lines of, there's no such thing as atheists because creation is evidence for God, so they have no excuse. I said, okay, so do you think that missionaries should go out there and spread the gospel? They said, yes. I said, but aren't they already getting the gospel going according to your own logic? And they were like, and then, yeah, I don't remember what happened after that. I just remember them tripping a little bit.
Praise actually did that. Praise I am is several times. Like I've heard him tell people in different arguments and stuff. Like he'll do the whole Romans 1 thing. Everyone knows. No one has an excuse. But then he posted some kind of community post just like a week or so ago.
I saw that.
We need to get into the jungles and into the wilderness. We have to let these people know that like wait, dude, you just said that they already know.
Like 3 posts back, you said the opposite. I've noticed that too. I've thought about leaving some comments, but I'm like, nah, I'd rather do it on a video or I hate typing at long ass responses and comments and whatnot.
Sometimes it's more fun to just do a video and
it is. I say that, but I'm also lazy because I haven't done that either.
I haven't done a video in a while. I've been kind of just, I don't know. Nothing's really been.
Yeah,
I'm looking for some older videos to kind of go over, I think. And I've been watching a lot of older Alex Malpass stuff. So
you ought to check out Frank Turek's Q&As on his YouTube channel, Cross Examine.
Oh yeah.
He's got some good ones to respond to. I've responded to a few of them when I first started my channel. They're always kind of fun because it's pretty quick and you're able to make a lot of points using very little.
So Weenie Boy said that Alex Malpass agrees with his dualism argument.
Who is Weenie Boy?
Weenie Boy. You know Weenie Boy. You have him on your channel all the time.
Wait, that's Danny?
Weenie Boy, yeah.
No, the comment you have highlighted. That's the Freyha?
No.
Oh, okay. That's
no. Okay, that's nothing to do with the comment. Yeah.
All right.
Weenie Boy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I said Weenie Boy said that Alex Malpass agreed with his dualism argument, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to check. I think Danny's done a couple of videos with Alex Malpass, hasn't he? On his channel. I'd really be
surprised if anybody found anything about that argument useful.
What argument was he using? Do you happen to remember? Is it the one that he's talked about over and over again?
Yeah, I got the picture. Not the Pinocchio argument,
states.
But yeah. The intentional state one. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy those arguments. Like, I enjoy looking at them, but I'm just...
Well, there's a little bit...
It's very semantical to the 10th degree, in my opinion. But I'm not knocking it. It's just, that's what I've observed about it.
Yeah, there's something here that's kind of along the lines of arguments, and I don't know. Maybe we'll find something here. Let's see.
Evidence. I'm talking
That's
about
evidence.
evidence, not empiricism. Those are two different things.
Are they? Are they?
Wait, what?
Okay, that's Smokey. Okay, evidence and empiricism are two different things.
Well,
If
wouldn't
I
the
make-
evidence be empirical?
You
Well,
think so?
like in terms of legal stuff, evidence could be a witness statement.
Well,
So you would
Yeah.
want it to be backed up by empirical
I see what you're
observations,
saying.
But a witness statement, well, of course, a witness statement is empirical in the sense that that
You have
person has
someone-
seen it and is relating what they've observed.
Right.
But it's a one-off. So I don't know how empirical. It just depends on how much of a purist you want to be with what's empirical.
If
I
I,
just-
was,
well, there's
I just laughed because the tone of Smokey's voice, it's like he showed up at a pet groomer and found out that they had completely shaved his dog bald or something. That's the level of frustration in his voice.
yeah.
yeah, play some more of it. If nobody has any other comments.
Yeah. Well, we'll play a little bit.
Yes.
Evidence. I'm talking
That's
about
evidence.
evidence, not empiricism. Those are two different things.
Yeah, shave my
If
dog.
I make a claim, there is a
Empiricism is
glass.
not evidence.
Stop. If I make a claim, there is a glass on my table. The way to demonstrate that claim is by presenting the glass. You have made the claim that a God
Okay.
exists. Demonstrate it.
Okay, so you will only accept empiricism. That's
Nicer
your standard
said.
of evidence.
I only accept evidence. Yes, I don't accept arguments.
Anything that
Arguments
would
go
count as
again.
evidence?
Arguments go coupled.
Okay. I'm
When did
confused.
this? Is this one of the debates that took place a year ago?
Year ago? Yeah, over a year ago. Yeah.
Yep.
About a year and 3 months ago. I was looking at it for other reasons, and I found all these little cherries in it and stuff. Smokey talking about empiricism. There's this kind of idea of naive empiricism that the only thing you should believe in is what's right in front of you or right in your hand, right? That sort of thing. Kind of a naive empiricism or surface
Yeah, naive
empiricism.
empiricism.
But then, like,
Good way to put it.
well, he gets into, of course, he uses rape as an example because it's always on his fucking mind for some reason. but we can play a little more of this.
Yeah, this is fun.
With evidence, but arguments on their own, absent evidence, it's word salad. You might as well say
Here you
blue
go.
hair tomato.
So that was pretty brilliant because arguments, like just arguments, and this is one of the problems I have with Weenie Boy. You can't just come up with a fucking argument and a priori prove something about reality. At least I don't think you can. There are a lot of philosophers that would probably kick my ass on that or not like that statement. But anyway, you have to have something to argue off of, and that is called evidence, right? And evidence can be something that you've gathered in the past few days.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, I agree with you. I'm open to being corrected if correction is needed, but yeah, I tend to agree with you.
Hey, Scott, unmarried bachelor.
Ah! I hate that. I hate you. You shouldn't. Ah!
I got him.
Why does that
Stop
trigger Scott?
dodging.
Oh, I don't know. It triggers everybody because there's a problem with it. You know,
Oh
there's
no!
a couple
Plus,
of problems.
that's just what every freaking philosopher in the world ever says, and I'm so
That's
sick
the-
of that term.
Only example they have.
Unmarried man.
Really, yeah. Anyway, kind of drives you crazy. There's a couple of reasons why it drives you crazy. One of them is that I think a lot of us can imagine a possible world where basically you could be married and a bachelor at the same time. If you really work at it, you can. But anyway, that's another conversation. Let's see. Okay, so there's that, and let's see. No example of life. Empiricism is not evidence. Okay, that's that one. Okay, smash cars. Okay, Smokey. We'll get to the rape.
Okay, to make it a deduction or an induction, do you have to
this
have
Maddox.
the physical, in order to deduce that something happened? Do you have to have witnessed it happen?
Yeah.
Extraordinary
No.
claims require extraordinary evidence. It depends on the claim.
No. Answer.
Okay, so that's a comeback. Okay, now they're saying And doesn't that kind of go against their whole argument of historical
gonna say,
evolution? Right?
If you didn't see somebody break into your house and rob you, you could still follow a trail of evidence that leads to the probabilistic conclusion that somebody came into your house and robbed you. You know, pictures falling off the wall, furniture all over the place, missing items, and so on.
Yeah, but isn't that like a counter to what they say about, oh, you haven't witnessed an organ developing? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. We haven't witnessed it, but we can pretty much guess that that's what happened. But why can we guess that? And if and Smokey used the example of a painting. If you have a painting, you know there was an artist, right? Well, why do you know there was an artist? Because you know about artists,
right?
And you have previous evidence of artists. So you have empirical evidence that artists exist and they paint paintings, and you know what a painting looks like, is that flat thing with colors on it. And so you can deduce that, you know, yeah, an artist had to paint it. But then when it comes to life, he makes the argument there's no other example of life creating itself other than life itself. And he didn't say that, but that's what it boils down to. We don't have any other example of life besides life arriving naturally, right? It's the only example of life arriving naturally. And they want to have another example of life arriving naturally, and yet they have no example of a God creating life either. So it's just
look at the trees.
It's twisted. It's very twisted. So
to the question,
it depends on the claim.
Yeah. Okay, empiricism is not evidence. Smashed cars are empirical evidence, and then per their own admission. Oh God, that's another Maddox. You can tell it's a Maddox because he always says per their own admission.
It's a LPPism, a Maddoxism.
Okay, here's the rape argument.
The culture was written, for that matter. But I'd like to ask a question to Rib. I'd like to go back to Rib real quick, sir. I'm curious. You know, since you said that your standard of evidence is pretty much empiricism, do you think we could trust you to show up to actually be a juror in a rape case?
What the fuck?
Wait,
Okay.
What difference does the type of case make?
Yeah,
is he just trying to challenge, like, what I don't know. And the one thing that was going on too is that this idea of, like, if you're going to invoke something like a crime, like the example that you were given, Speed, about like a painting, right? Like it could be the case that, like, somebody could use like an abductive argument, right? Like an inference to the best, the best explanation, right? We don't have to, it's probably the case that this painting was painted by somebody. Now, it could actually be the case that the painting was reproduced by a machine that just happens to reproduce really, really interesting, really interesting looking art that looks like it was hand produced by a human. But how likely is that versus, like, it was just painted by a human being?
And if you had seen machines like that, you would suggest that as a possibility, because that would be in your empirical repertoire.
Right. Yeah. And if they were more common or whatever, you would, you wouldn't walk into a room where you saw an obvious, poster that somebody bought from a store and say, well, that's a great painting. Who did that for you? Sorry. But yeah, I think it's weird that, like, they get into this kind of argument, like, what, I can't remember what he brought up, how Maddox put it, but then I think Michael jumped immediately to, like, well, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, which Michael's kind of jumping ahead a little bit. It would be better if they kind of, like, and it's not going to happen with John and Smokey. There's just no way. If they kind of, like, pared it down, like, okay, why don't you guys, like, flesh out, what do you mean by a deductive argument, an inductive argument, abductive arguments? Like, let's get some common ground there and then go forward.
I want to get a poll here of the panel. What, in your own words, is the question that Smokey is asking? What question did he ask?
I don't know. And think about what Maddox just said, that do you have to see the cars smash together in order to believe there was a car accident, right? Maddox just said that. And now Smokey is asking him. So I think Smokey is thinking of, like, naive empiricism, where, you only accept what is in front of you at the time. You can't accept any evidence of the past, apparently, or your memory. Does that make sense?
Well, literally, and I'm not trying to imitate John Maddox here, but literally what Smokey asks is, could you be trusted to show up for a rape trial.
No, could he be
Literally,
trusted?
He asked if he would show up for jury duty. But I think what he's asking is, how could we trust your judgment if you were a juror on a rape
Yeah,
trial?
well, if you only accept empirical evidence, then how could you find against the defendant if you had not seen the rape happen, right?
Right.
You'd have to have evidence, right, of some sort.
But even though Smokey asked the question in a stupid way, we think we understand what he's asking.
Yeah. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not sure where the hell he was going with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought it's interesting how confused they are and how often they jump from one side to the other. They'll say, like with the Bible is nothing but, parchment evidence, roughly or very crude historical evidence for God. And that's the only evidence they have. And then Smokey is attacking him. John is attacking him because he doesn't, I don't know. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm saying at this point. But I lost it. I lost my train. Anyway, they seem to be jumping to both sides of the fence with this evidence thing. And they seem to not understand evidence. And they don't understand it when it comes to evolution. Now, the evidence for evolution is not having seen an organ evolve or having seen a fucking pine tree come from a fish or any of that. Basically, the evidence for evolution is in each little micro process that we know can happen, does happen, and we've seen it happen, right? We've done it in the lab. Well, you can't see molecules combine, but you can infer that that's what's happening. So, I mean, that's how science works. You put together these little micro bits, and you come up with the entire story, and that's what evolution is, and that's why 99.9% of scientists believe in it, because they know about those micro steps. Okay, and these guys are saying, oh, you got to see it happen. But then here they're saying, no, you don't have to see it happen. So which way is it? Which way do you want it? Right?
That reminds me of a video that was put out by Rationality Rules yesterday, where they spent an hour reviewing a Whack an Atheist that was done with Kent Hovind and Matt Powell. And they point out where Kent Hovind uses this one particular argument at one point in the video, but in the same video, he uses the exact opposite argument against another point. And that's just kind of what they do.
They do it all the time with evidence. It's slippery.
Could you, would you mind putting that up and play? There's something, it's right at the very beginning. They introduce it real quick and then they go right into the video. And it's Kent Hovind talking. And there's this little exchange between him and Matt Powell. If you could pull it up and play it right from the very beginning.
Which video?
Yeah, it's in the private chat. It's Whacked by Dr. Kent Hovind and Matt Powell. It's at the very bottom of the private chat.
Oh, let me throw it in the description quick. Otherwise, my fucking OCD is going to get me. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see that happen on stream.
Your OCD's gonna get you.
I have one suggestion for your channel speed. Don't take you can tell me to F off if you think this is going too far, but if you're ever given an extra that quick. All right.
Go ahead.
Hear it.
Look at that mic problems again. I might just have to disappear.
Go ahead, Jefferson.
if you're given an explanation, this is something that I promised for myself. If you're given an explanation and you start to kind of lose track about where you're going to go next, and you instead of just like, I think I lost it, just mutter under your breath, but into the mic, sons of bitches.
Oh, okay.
Just do that. I think that's.
Or start speaking in tongues or some fucking thing.
Well, if you do that, then you're gonna start attracting a lot more viewers, but probably not the people that you want.
Right.
So
right. Yeah. I probably shouldn't admit that I totally train wrecked my mind because somebody's gonna clip that.
I was going to advertise that Gur's having a live stream later, but he just keeps throwing his link out in the chat.
10 minutes before the weather report is over.
I don't guess I need to advertise that Gur Mania is having a live stream on Gur Streams channel.
We do need to tell people not to go there.
Or at least wear a lead apron.
So let me guess. Kat is going to be there. Leo's going to be there. Danny's going to be there. And Immutable's going to be there. That's what I guess.
all of your favorites. Speed.
Jason will be there. Jason is quite the regular.
Yeah. Oh, I love it when
too.
Jason joins. Like that dude is smart. He's calm. I can't say enough good things about him. Unlike some of these other people.
Well, that's the problem with Jason. We've been trying to do more Jason bashing, and we can't find a fucking thing to bash him about. So.
Oh, I know. I've tried to think of things I could get him, but
yeah,
I can't.
But if anybody knows,
our Jason bashing brainstorming meetings are just horrible.
I know.
There's nothing to do. We just kind of look up at the ceiling and tap our pins on our pads and everything.
Yeah, if anybody's got any dirt on this guy, email me.
Well, we just got to find out if he's like into some kind of cringe pop culture or something. Like he's the world's biggest ABBA fan or something like that. I mean, even that's not like a fatal,
maybe he's a brony.
Flaw, but he's a brony.
Yeah, being an ABBA fan is more like a slightly guilty pleasure.
Something like that. Like, yeah, he does Bee Gees cosplay or something like that.
Yep.
I don't know why all my references
I
are
would love to
70s
see
pop music,
pictures
but-
of.
Or
furries or that furry thing or what?
Or maybe he actually enjoys the Twilight series. Maybe that's that would be awesome.
Yeah, unironically. Yeah.
Yes, like actually enjoys it.
It's such a beautiful story about two young people in love, and one of them's a vampire.
You know what's funny?
No.
When the first Twilight movie came out, this one redneck dude that I know, he's an older guy, always talking down about boomers and just your stereotypical Republican redneck type of person. I remember one day seeing him at the gym, and he said, "Hey, Gurr, you ought to check out that movie Twilight." I was like, nah, it doesn't really look that good to me. He goes, "No, it's actually pretty good." He actually enjoyed the movie.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe it.
There's a really I don't if you don't like the show, it's probably not going to be enjoyable. But Will Forte plays a guy in an episode. He guest stars in an episode of Parks and Rec, where he's a dad. He's like a recently divorced dad, and he's obsessed with the Twilight series. He just unironically he loves them because his daughter's kind of into them, and they're building like a city time capsule, and he handcuffs himself to like a pipe in the building to protest. He wants Stephanie Meyer's Twilight series because their masterpieces included in the time capsule, and he can just it's great. If you're not a fan of Will Forte, maybe not, or the show. But
no, I haven't watched that many episodes, but what little bit I've probably seen half a season and I enjoyed it. Didn't that kind of come, maybe not a spinoff, but inspired by The Office, which I think is an amazing show, even though it's an acquired taste.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a spinoff, I think, for Rashida Jones' character, and they had her on there, and then they ended up turning it into something else where they were like, you know what, it'd be less complicated if we
do our own thing.
We kind of do our own thing, and I think she was kind of interested in doing something that was moving on from The Office. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, they decoupled it from that, and then the first season is only a half season. It was a mid-season replace, so it's only 6 episodes, and it's pretty rough. By the time you get into
exactly how The Office started too.
Exact same track record. Yeah, and they revised the characters a little bit. Then when they got into the second season, things immediately started improving.
Yeah. Okay, so you wanted me to play what?
Yeah, just play this beginning here when Kent Hovind is kind of talking about this. He makes a reference about Matt Powell. Just listen for the reference where he says something about Matt Powell. He was supposed to wear his red shirt or something like that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And explains why giraffes have long necks.
If they got long legs, they couldn't get a drink if they didn't have a long neck.
Steve has questions about sex.
Do you use your shin when having sex?
And I show off my penguin knowledge.
Penguins are also birds. Why, hello, my fellow weeks. I hope you're well. Today, we're going to be doing a response, and it's going to be different to my normal content. It's going to be an off-the-cuff response to Kent Hovind, who made a response to one of my older videos that relates to evolution.
So
I'm joined today by Reese. If you don't know who Reese is, well, if you followed the debunked, and so using the definition that he uses, it's correct to say there's no evidence for God.
Who did that for? Do you remember? Steve, do you remember who made that thing? No, it's okay. Anyway, we believe dinosaurs always lived with man, and evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world. It's a mental illness. You need to be a shrink if you believe evolution. So the 9 proofs, we're going to dismantle them, just at least 1 or 2 of them tonight. Okay, come visit Dinosaur Adventure Land at Lennox.
Picture of Jesus riding a dinosaur.
Okay, where the hell is it? Is a little
Yeah,
further
they
ahead there? Huh?
Yeah, they end up. Okay, try it here.
Okay, let's.
That one. That needs to be the thumbnail.
So the 9 proofs, we're going to dismantle them, just at least 1 or 2 of them tonight. Okay, come visit Dinosaur Adventure Land at Lenox, Alabama, 1 mile north of downtown Lenox.
Right. Well, we've got about a minute while they do adverts and various things.
Okay, I don't know where it is now. It might have been further back.
Okay, so
No, I don't think so. Well, let's see. What the fuck? No, there's nothing further back there. So
Oh, maybe it's further in.
further in.
Game is pretty fun. By the way, these evolutionists are moles sneaking into our school system.
mention it's corrupted because they accept evolution by natural selection, along with basically every other thing we've discovered in the last 6,000 years.
So when they say it's just an expansion, and the universe went from smaller than a proton to a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second, billions of miles across. That's if that's not an explosion, there's no such thing as an explosion. Right. So that's an explosion by
you need help, guys. You need help.
I wish I knew where it was.
Okay.
There's a part in it where he says something. Kent Hovind, like kind of just off the cuff, tells Matt Powell, why didn't you wear your red shirt? And Matt Powell just kind of turns, barely acknowledges Kent Hovind, and then kind of turns. He looks like a fucking hostage through most of this video anyway. And it's just so weird. I'm like, Powell, why are you acting like a damn Stepford wife? It's so weird. And who put these two together? Like,
yeah, what the hell?
This is like the two in hell.
It's like the two bears in the apartment, in Ghostbusters.
It's at 1 minute 25 seconds.
You've got Kent, who's the alpha, and Powell, who is the omega.
Which one's Vince Glothar and which one's Vince Glortho?
Go back to 1 minute 20, and maybe that'll.
Okay.
Dinosaur Adventureland in Lenox, Alabama, October 21st, 2021. It is Whackin' Atheist Wednesday. I know you atheists have been excited about this. Matt forgot to wear the red shirt, though. Oh, well. Next time. Tonight.
What the hell? Someone Matt Powell loves has a gun to their head just off camera.
Yeah, we need to start looking at his eye blinks to see if he's putting out a code through his.
Yeah, exactly. Rescue me. It's like I'm in over my head.
Somebody save me. Okay, anyway.
I love that song.
Oh, okay. I was hoping someone would get the reference.
Oh. I didn't.
I didn't expect anyone to, but I'm glad someone did.
I used to watch that show with my son, so it was
You're so deep.
It was a weekly thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was. I would say it's pretty much the first of its kind in this, in the past, at least 15 years of superhero shows.
I like that in the description, by the way, in case anybody else wants to listen to that bullshit. But
yeah, I watched some of it. I still have to finish it, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. So it's
maybe
Show
all
Friday.
this time Matt Powell has not thought of Kent Hovind as a cult leader, and by talking about him not wearing his red shirt, maybe he started realizing, maybe he is a cult leader.
Does anybody know how he ended up in Dino Adventureland?
Scott, this is random. You have 143 likes on that video we were just watching. Your comment.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that was a brilliant takedown of Hovind /Powell's dishonesty, ignorance, and trickery. Great show. You should have more long-form shows like this.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, I was going to brag and say I had 87 likes, and then I see you right above me, and I'm like, oh, never mind. But now I said it.
144 now. 144 now.
You somebody else under.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. I'm not a competitive guy, but
it's a good thing.
Just saying.
Is there another video we want to watch?
I don't really think so. I don't know if anybody else has one.
Well, you were going to cover the Leo part of that Maddox.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, so I would love to. I'm hoping Leo can join me later and we can all watch it together if he's available.
Be sure not to tune into Gur streams at 5:50 for that.
It's not. Oh well, I guess your time zone. It probably is 5:50.
I don't know how many people like Tony Reed. He came out with another installation of his "How Creationism Taught Me Real Science."
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a great series. He just doesn't come out with videos very often anymore, apparently. So they're always good. They're very succinct. I don't know how he does it. He has graphics that go by pretty quick, but he seems to always be have great economy with his words.
Well,
so it's a great series.
Speaking of that, of somebody being good with their stuff, Erica, I can't remember her name, Gutsick Gibbons. I am blown away how she can be in school learning all the complicated stuff that she knows and putting videos out not just short videos, long form videos. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, and well done videos.
I think I asked her if she uses an IV of coffee to get through it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, me, I put out a video and it's like 5 minutes long. And then after I do it, I'm like, I got to take a break for at least 3 months.
You take a leave of absence.
That was a lot.
I need a sabbatical.
Yeah. It took me an hour to put out that 5 minutes. I can imagine what it would take to do something on her level. Probably take me like half a year.
Yeah.
Probably longer.
And where did she get all those wonderful clips and music that she uses?
I know.
I don't understand how people find this shit.
Does she edit her own stuff, or does she have somebody that does it? Does anyone know?
She edits her own stuff. Like she was talking about editing an upcoming video over the weekend.
That's amazing. That's one reason I've pretty much just been doing streams for the past 6 months, because it's so much easier, although the quality is definitely down.
I'll agree with you there, Gur. Your quality is right in the fucking toilet.
Hey, never mind.
Actually, I think the thing you did the other night with the weenie, there was some good stuff there.
Wait, I don't remember.
It was about Scott, cover your ears, unmarried bachelors.
Shit, Steve.
I told you to cover your ears.
Come out with something different.
I like how that just triggers like a bout of Tourette syndrome in Scott.
It does, yeah. It's
kind of like saying brains,
Yeah, brains.
Scott sounds like me when I'm constipated when he hears that word.
There you go.
Or like when Smokey is demanding, like, the evidence and empiricism are two different things. Why did you shave my dog?
You spineless spurg. You gutter trash clown.
You degenerate ass clown.
I will give credit to Smokey. At least he has a voice, a good voice. Even though he uses it to say some stupid shit.
And the tone of his voice, like it's a more caffeinated version of the killer in Silence of the Lambs, Oh,
you know what? Yeah, I can see that.
For Halloween, I would like to hear Smokey Saint say, "It puts the lotion in the basket." I'm just saying.
Oh, you can keep hoping.
Hey, play the do you want to play the video?
I didn't really.
I get anxious anytime there's a video up and it's just on pause for longer than 5 minutes. I start thinking, just play the video.
Are you tapping the play button on your screen too, Greg?
Oh my God.
Like that imaginary break when your crazy friend is driving, you keep pushing the floor.
Yep.
The floorboard.
There's some dirty pictures here.
All right. Yeah, that kind of party.
Oh, and some really dirty pictures of dinosaurs.
I wish we could hear it.
Well, if I played it, we could. But do we want to play it? I mean, I linked it in the description.
What's the point of bringing this up if you're not going to play it?
So I could point out.
I'm wondering if the title of this video is Dinosaur Pubis, because I'm just trying to figure out the connection between
Dinosaur Pubis. Okay, we'll play a minute.
I gotta zoom up.
We'll play a minute.
Evolutionists have been touting vestigial organs as proof of evolution.
right?
They say that organs like the appendix and the tailbone are useless structures that can only be explained by evolution just because they resemble other structures found in other organisms. Imagine their surprise when these organs were actually found to have function, showing conclusively that there is no such thing as a vestigial organ. But that didn't stop evolutionists from removing perfectly functional organs from their unwitting patients for decades. How much needless suffering did they cause? Looks like evolution is a vestigial theory, so why haven't all these supposed scientists changed their dialogue yet? I had to investigate.
Anyway,
Okay, what's the name of his channel? I've got a sub.
it's called Tony Reed.
Just Tony Reed.
I was gonna
Go over to my description
Vestigial
and
Thoughts with Tony Reed.
Yeah, you'll be lost for hours in all the videos he has up there.
It's in my description.
Okay, now I see it. I see it.
Okay, but it's in my description,
Given the
That's
abuse
where
he takes on your channel, can you blame him for avoiding the descriptions for your
What?
I mean, imagine what he would find there. You know, we're going to cover that idiot.
Only be explained by evolution just because they resemble other structures.
See, I got it.
Awesome. Well,
Oh,
enjoy
and it's
the
only
journey.
9 minutes long. See, I love like short videos. If it's between 3 and at most 15 minutes long, I'm there. What I don't do is watch these long ass live streams that people do. I don't get that.
What?
Why do they do that? Is it ego or something?
Probably some narcissistic.
Maybe a need to be seen, a need for affirmation,
validation. You know, I mean, I'm assuming I wouldn't know personal experience at all. Please go like my videos.
I was thinking the same thing, but I have no strength of character.
Speed, did you see when I was on LPP's channel when I met Sal? It was maybe 2 weeks ago. It was my first time meeting Sal and
I think
sort
so.
of talking with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy.
Well, no, he. The problem with Sal is he's afraid of me. He's a fucking coward, so he had to make up this whole war between us, and he made it up out of the fucking blue.
Oh yeah, you were there in the side chat. I forget.
Yeah, he talks to. Well, I can't be in the side chat of Cell streams because Cell has blocked my email. He's blocked me in every which way he could, all because I think I said that I kicked his ass on fitness, and then he went on SFT and ran this out of context clip of me over and over again and laughed about it. And then that was like the first shot. And then I said something else about it. And then John Peterson said something under his breath for about 5 seconds on a stream, which I edited out
and he blew it up, didn't he?
And Emery Moyna blew it up, and then Sal blocked me and then started calling me a Satanist. But the truth of the matter is Sal Cordova is scared to death when it comes to talking to me because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And he doesn't like that. So
if I get to talk to him again, I'm going to tell him that. I'm going to say, hey,
he
told me that you're scared to death of him and you're running away.
He
like
runs
a little
away.
Chicken.
Yeah, he won't even, like he says, they never address my points. I address his points all the time. And he never says a thing about it because he pretends he doesn't want. But he's a little chicken boy.
Oh, by the way, chicken boy. Hashtag chicken boy.
Hashtag chicken boy.
By the way, before I forget, because I just remembered this, I think this was on Monday. I checked out your stream, and at the very beginning of your stream, your name was not Speed, it was Gur's arch nemesis.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yep. Well, you know I'm out to get you.
Well, yeah, we're enemies, so
yeah, we're enemies.
I think the mutual animosity might be beneficial for both channels. So
as soon as you, that's gonna be my intro. Just 5 minutes of on repeat.
I can't get my voice that high. I don't know. Nothing I do, it's gonna get my voice that high.
Oh. Can you rewind that? I want to hear that again. That's hilarious.
You want to hear that again? Oh, what is that? I had a few others too.
Mad Docs learned that from all the gay bars he visited. Women.
Yeah,
He
he
goes
was
there
doing
and picks
a
up women.
survey of how tall gay people were, or something, and he went to a gay bar. Is that what he did? What he said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, who went to a gay bar?
Mad Docs.
That sounds really similar to what didn't Smokey have a similar story to that? Like he knew all about. I can't remember why he was.
You know what?
About
the gay bars. They have good music. That's probably their excuse.
Oh, wasn't Maddox's whole thing like he went to the gay bars to basically go after women?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did hear that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So
Well,
if you're
I'm saying
forced
that
to
if
accept
he has-
something-
Shut up, Andrew.
So
Like
if you're
I'm saying
forced
that
to
if
This is so petty, but that's why it's so fucking funny.
It is petty. It's pretty bad. I'm an asshole, but I care. It is shit show Friday. So.
Benghazi, has Peter clipped that noise?
Oh, he's gotta. Oh, I've got a bunch of those. Yeah. Occasionally, his balls get caught in his underwear, and he just goes for it. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway.
Oh, Speed, you're only 4 away from 500, is what Leo said in the side chat.
Actually, I think that means we lost one today.
I was thinking as soon as you get to 499, I'm gonna unsub both my channels, Germania and Gerstreams, unsubbing.
I've been doing that to you for a while. I keep subbing and
I thought
unsubbing.
I've noticed a wave. Up and down, up and down.
I hit I hit 667, and then somebody unsubscribed, so I'm at 666. So whoever unsubscribed, thank you.
Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna make friends with Danny so he can sub on all 1,000 of his soccer accounts. Would
Yeah,
that be cool?
that would be pretty valuable is to get on Danny's good side, so he'll subscribe to you a bunch of
So
times.
if he can sub 1,000 times, and I push me over the top. So, Danny, we love you here. We just love you. I really appreciate your intelligence and your philosophical knowledge. Danny,
Okay,
please.
Speed, why are you sucking Danny's dick?
Because he's got 1,000 soccer accounts, and I want him to sub on all of them.
Danny is Legion, and Speed wants to have Legion subscribe into his channel.
Yes.
Basically.
I have, I think, 70 some accounts of his blocked right now. Like 70. What the fuck? Who does that? How do you even do that?
They must use the Google API.
There's got to be a law, right? Isn't there a law? We need a law.
Your mother's a law.
We need a law against Danny. That's what we need. We need legend. I'm writing my fucking congressman.
It probably violates that thing that you said, yes, I've read it and I agree to.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, midnight's here. Time to shut her down.
Shut her down. Shoot her in the head.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Hold on.
Brony.
Something's not right.
Ah, shit. Damn commercials.
What? Are you
pay for
watching
commercials?
commercials?
Or you don't.
Pony, my little pony, what is friendship all about?
You're only making me stronger with that, Gert. The more you play it, the stronger I get. You think that gets me?
Jefferson, in case you're not in on the joke, Midnight is a brony. So I have to play it every time he comes into the room.
I've heard him accused of that, and I do know that he's had a fondness for the ponies.
Well,
not the kind at the track either. But
now that would just be weird. He has standards.
Well, it's funny. It's funny. It's actually funny because the character I'm using is actually the human version, of one of the characters from the spinoff. So
Human
Fuck you.
version.
Yeah.
Are they like Transformers? They're horses that turn into people.
Well, no. If you really want to know, there are two universes: one with their ponies and one with their human. All right. Obviously, obviously my character is human, even though she has purple skin.
Why do you know this? Why do you have this?
Because I watched it.
information?
Because I spent the last 9 years watching the show. Of course.
Oh my god!
In Midnight, I'm just joking when I.
I know. You know what? Here's the thing. My Little Pony, the My Little Pony theme is My Benny Hills. There you go.
But hang on. So there's two universes. Is there like a Stargate that gets them through?
Yes.
Okay. This is all starting to come together then.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's less a Stargate and and more a portal literally outside their school.
Oh, speaking of Stargate, I would love for Netflix or HBO Max to do just like a 10 episode bringing back Starship. I know they have a bunch of different, kind of like Star Trek. They have a bunch of different periods of the show. But I think if they did a streaming service, like if they put that on a streaming service with a little bit of a better budget, just for 10 episodes, I think that would be amazing.
But beginner letter writing campaign.
Netflix, hire this man.
And this is my TED Talks.
Hire this defective robot.
Yeah, I'm not named after that girl.
Yes, you are.
By the way, Speed, I was wondering, getting back to our thing about Jason and wondering if he had like a weird hobby or tendency. I wonder if he watches all the My Little Ponies.
He probably. Oh yeah, we could catch him watching.
He owns all the My Little Pony toys.
He probably owns a little pony.
He probably does. He probably plays with it when his camera's off.
Just speculate. Just wondering.
That sounds so wrong how you said it.
He'll fuck up eventually, and we'll catch him, and we'll get that clip,
and we will be there.
We will be there. Gotta get that someday.
Midnight. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was just gonna say, how many iterations of My Little Pony are there? Is there like a My Little Pony Atlantis?
Wait, hold on. If you want to know, I'll tell you. You asked, I can tell you.
No, don't do it. I'm doing my best in my mind to conflate My Little Pony with Stargate because I'm not a big Stargate fan either. I actually watched almost all of the first thing, the show, and I made it until the last season and then just gave up entirely. I hated every season. So, that's right. Any Stargate fans, come at me. Just come at me.
I've got a problem with like the last season of series, like Billions right now. I'm trying to watch the last season, and I don't know if it's the last season or not, but I'm having a fuck of a time getting through it. And for some reason, I'm with the series. I'm all excited about it until the last season, and then
MLPU, make that a thing. MLPU.
Something shut down.
MLPU. Yeah, for me it was years ago. I started watching The Sopranos, and I made it through the first season without much of a problem. Got into the second season, could not get past like episode 3 or something like that. It just
really
it's slow to a crawl. I did not like it. I started watching again since I've got HBO, and same thing happened. I went through the first season. I'm like, okay, yeah, I kind of remember why I got into the show. The first season was a little bit like Analyze This with Robert De Niro. Like it's almost exactly the same setup. But then the second season kicks in and his like sister shows up and Richie Aprile. And I'm just like, this shit. I don't know why. I kept falling asleep during episodes. And I finally made it through. I made it through every season and I didn't like it.
Really?
Wow. I don't like it. Like the acting in it is great. There's some really great performances in it, but like the way they like the plot set up and some of the arcs, like I feel like they squandered 7 years of like they could have done some really, really interesting stuff with it. And then the ending just it didn't piss me off like it pissed off a bunch of other people. I wanted to see him dead. Like, I wanted Tony. I wanted Tony Soprano. Like I wanted the ending.
I wanted his family and his kids dead.
Well, his kids, I don't. Well, maybe his son, but like, I wanted him. I wanted them to take him out to like the Pine Barrens and like slowly kick him to death. Like I hated his character. He was a fucking monster. He was a piece of shit. Like the best way they could have ended that is to have him taken out and executed, and they didn't. And David Chase more or less admitted that no, he doesn't really die there at the end. That's not what.
Oh,
happened.
He doesn't.
No,
I could have sworn I heard a theory or whatever the fuck that like the reason why it cuts out is because it's because he dies. We're seeing the show through his eyes. So
Well, it's
obviously, when
totally
you die,
open. I mean, they left it open as to whether or not he was actually killed by one of the people that walked in after it ended.
Yeah,
right?
the last time he talked about it in an interview, he basically was like, "No, it was just lined up for that particular song, and it was just the physical. Like they wanted it to stop on the part where in the song it says "Don't stop," like "Don't stop believing their lives are going to go on," whatever.
Don't stop believing.
Oh, I did. I stopped believing in any of the Sopranos by episode 2 of season 1. I'm like, these people are scumbags. And then
Well, okay. How do you feel about Breaking Bad?
That's pretty good. I like Breaking Bad.
Yes.
But
so did you watch The Wire?
I think Breaking Bad had the best overall arc to it.
Yeah.
But my favorite character was Mike in it, and I especially like parts where Mike would get after Walter White, and that part where he's just like, what the, he's like, I don't want to be anywhere near you. He's like, you were a time bomb. I don't want to be anywhere near you when you blow up. Like he's right.
He was right.
Yeah, and he was exactly right. And yeah, for the most part, like any of the petty shit that he would do, Walter White was a mess, and it was like, yeah, for that entire show, I was like, I hope this guy dies.
Well, hey, put yourself in his shoes. Go to the doctor, be diagnosed with cancer, and not know what the fuck to do. Then have the bright idea to cook meth with a fucking horny teenager who always fucks it up. I'm talking to you, Jesse.
But that wasn't his problem. Like this, when you find out that he had like this track record of like blowing up relationships, like he was in that successful partnership, but he felt like he was being cuckolded by that other guy or whatever, and he fucked that, and he blew that all up. It's like this guy's born to lose. Like he's kind of like a Soprano in that case.
Well, one show that I got really into was Hannibal, the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then the third
isn't Hannibal based on Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah. Okay. The third season has just been so slow. I haven't given up on it, but I'm just like, oh my God.
You should. Just give up. Give up, Kerr.
No spoilers, though, please.
Give up. You're a robot. You give up.
I gave up a long time ago, midnight, on everything.
I don't know why my brother is saying, he's like, someone get Jefferson started on the show Dexter. Dexter is a piece of shit show.
No.
Hey, whoa.
Get rid of him.
Yes, get rid of Jefferson. Fuck you, Jeff. Wait, I will fight you.
Like Dexter?
I will fight you.
That is my favorite show of all time.
It's coming back.
Oh, I know. I'm so looking forward to it.
I can't wait. But now, the way they ended it was kind of like, what the fuck? But
yeah, I agree with that. The last 2 seasons were not great. They were okay at best. I will give you that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the favorite's my favorite. I don't know. I like the entire show, but I think the favorite series was when Dexter spent like the entire season helping this one woman out, kill all the men, kill all the men that
who was that? What was her name?
I don't know, but I do remember.
Claudia Black?
Probably,
no,
but
I don't think it.
But I do remember.
It wasn't.
I do also remember. That Dexter fucks up once, right? He kills an innocent person when he didn't mean to. Remember that?
I did enjoy one season quite a bit. It was the one with Lithgow. With John
Lithgow, yeah, that was a good.
That was superb.
Because that one actually, there were some episodes in that got pretty intense. I'll admit I enjoyed it, and like some of the stuff in the beginning, like I really liked. What was the one cop's name? Dokes.
You mean the black guy?
Oh,
yeah,
season 2.
And he fucking hated.
I know I'm racist when I say that, but
I loved that guy from the first scene that he was in. Like he was just like this guy is way too high strung, but I really liked that character.
Yeah, right.
And surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah,
he always,
the way he swore, and he always called him motherfucker just every time he said it.
Okay. Honestly, when I think back at how many times Dexter got away with shit, I'm like, this shit would never happen in real life. There was just so much he got away with. I mean, there were people, after his tail, or whatever the fuck, but just, what the fuck? And, oh my God, his backstory just always gets me when I think about it. Like, just, what the fuck? His mother was sawed in half in front of him. How is that not fucked up?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
I'm still trying to find that girl's name. is killing me.
Back to Breaking Bad, the way Walter and what the fuck's his name, the kid
Jesse.
Basically they started out with Jesse the bad guy and Walter the shiny white teacher, and the way that inverted itself.
Yeah, right.
And then the ending did perfect justice to that whole fucking thing.
There is some debate as to whether he actually died or he was arrested.
Who?
You know what I mean? Walter White.
Yeah, it looks like he bled out on the floor of that place.
No, he died.
Sorry, folks, for the spoilers. If you haven't,
Did
watched
anybody
it,
see the Jesse After movie? What? The
I
fuck?
did. What? Jesse After movie. What the fuck was this?
Yeah, it was a movie about Jesse after he left.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it though.
Was it El Camino?
Yes.
I do need to get back into watching Better Call Saul. I watched season 1, but I never got around to watching.
Yeah, I
season
watched 2 or 3 seasons, but Better Call Saul, Mike and everybody, reappear and they give a really good backstory to all those people.
Right, but hold on. Remind me again. But Better Call Saul takes place before Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Julia Stiles. Oh my God. Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. Julia Stiles. Okay, sorry.
What about Julia Stiles?
I was trying to figure out who was the actress's name in the season that Midnight brought up about this girl that he rescues, and then they go. Well, she wants to go on a killing spree of killing these rapists and stuff.
On Dexter.
What the fuck is wrong with your brother?
Other people were innocent under the law. Under the law, yes, but not under nature's law.
Well, that was the whole point, is to get them away from the law.
Yeah. I just told him this isn't a safe place to mention that.
Wait, does he not like Dexter either? Oh, I swear. You know what?
I think I started watching Dexter because of my brother. I think he watched it before I did, and then I started watching him. I didn't finish the last season though.
That's okay. Although, if you do plan to watch the new season coming out, I probably would at least watch the last episode. Maybe skip all the other episodes, just the last episode, because it looks like it picks up exactly where it left off.
Is it the same team? Because the guy that was the showrunner for that, and a couple other people, I think they were the ones that did a few of the Marvel shows on Netflix. I know he was his name's Scott Buck, and he was the showrunner for Iron Fist, and that show is a pile of crap.
Sad.
Oh,
yeah,
I cannot stand that show.
I'm Danny Rand.
Awful. Yeah, that guy. Oh my God.
I couldn't finish it. I tried.
I would see
Y'all a bunch of
that
pussies.
show and just go wide eyed at like I can't believe they put out something that fucking dumb. Like
all he said throughout the whole damn series is, "I'm Danny Wren, sworn enemy of the Fist. I'm Danny." And just repeat ad nauseum.
they couldn't figure out what to do with him. Like he's like, okay, well, so is this a case of like Arrested Development? He's got some rage issues, and then it's like, okay, at no point are they going to make this character.
Wasn't he in the comics?
Yeah,
I think he was. He's kind of an innocent, I guess. He's sort of.
Well, then why the hell didn't they just read the comic so they could understand the character?
Well, because that's too much work.
The comic's
much work.
The comic's kind of problematic anyway. So
I have heard that.
Smokey's calling out a little thank you to the group for spoilers.
Wait, hold on. What did he say? I'm not
sorry,
by
Spooky. I hate
Hold on.
spoilers.
What did he say? I'm not by the PC. I was just getting my dinner. Hold on. Hold on. Yay! I was in time to hear spoilers. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
I love you, Spooky.
Well,
I started.
You are a god among men. Maybe.
I started rewatching The Walking Dead from the first season. I got like 4 episodes in, maybe 5, and I thought, damn, every episode is the same after this.
I know. I'm having trouble watching the end. I'm having trouble watching the end of that because I'm just tired of them putting themselves.
Hey, Kerr, you're live in 30 minutes.
They put themselves in a stupid situation, right, where there are like 100 zombies in the building.
I remind you.
I changed it to 7:15.
Okay, I'm assuming you guys can't hear me anymore because
no, Midnight kept interrupting, so I had to correct him.
Fuck you.
It's
because I was
Midnight's
fucking
fault.
talking. Well, I'll fix that problem. But anyway, what I was saying is that you get a little tired of them being in situations where all you got to do, Like, okay, I just watched you kill 30 zombies. There's got to be 70 left, right? It'll take you another 5 minutes. Clean the fucking building out before you risk your fucking. I mean, the plot has holes, is what I'm saying.
The
You
thing
just
that
get
bothered
screwed.
me is that by the time you get, I don't know how many seasons of it I've, because it's taken so long. I'm pretty sure I've watched most of it. I know I haven't. The last season's aired, right? It's over.
I think it's done now.
I quit watching after Negan killed Glenn.
A lot of people did, but like a couple of seasons that I saw, what I've seen, the thing that I think I remember checking back in and trying to catch up on like season 4 or season 5, and there would still be these scenes where somebody has to like put like a screwdriver through a zombie's head or something like that, and it wouldn't even be somebody that they knew, right? Like it was like a nun or something that had wandered off a bus somewhere, but it's a zombie, and they have to go through a 3-minute scene of them crying after they killed the zombie. And it's like after a while, wouldn't these people be completely numb to this at this point?
Right.
It would be like stepping on a cockroach in your kitchen.
Yeah, they would do the thing when they were at the prison. They'd have like a daily duty where they would go out to the fence and like they'd go up there real close and then put like a screwdriver through their head or put like a kitchen knife. I'm like, why don't you guys build boar spears? Like use spears on these things.
Right.
But they were doing that every morning, and then after that, they're just like, oh God, war is hell. It's like, why do you guys have to go maudlin every afternoon after doing the weed whacking of the zombies out at your gate? Like they're dead.
The other thing that bothers me is after so long, it's been maybe a decade, at least half a decade since the show started, and I just start thinking, okay, I know it's zombies, but wouldn't they all eventually die because it's been years since they became zombies? Like their metabolism would surely eat them up, right?
Well, they are deteriorating over time because that's one thing I noticed about the first season was that the zombies were fresher. They had much fresher zombies.
Fresher zombies. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't it revealed that people become zombies over time because of something in the air?
No, yeah. Well, everybody had the same. Everybody basically had whatever virus or whatever caused it. So if you died of natural causes, you would turn into a zombie anyway, regardless of being bitten. So
I think
it was
that's
either in the
gonna
water.
Yeah, so it was in the air.
I'm changing my channel name to Fresher
Freshers.
Zombies.
I don't think they ever say, because I know that the guy that created the comic was like, no, we'll never say what caused it. That's not the point. And I'm like, really? It usually is for zombie stuff, but all right.
Frozen
fresh.
Okay. Has everybody here watched the Marvel's What If series?
Frozen fresh.
Yes.
Took me a minute. Wait,
Okay.
which one?
Marvel's What If.
Yeah,
No, I have not seen it yet. Please, no spoilers.
Then get the fuck out. Because I want to talk about it.
Even if he leaves, he can still listen in while you just like lay out the whole thing.
Well, yeah, fair
That
enough.
doesn't do a thing, Speed. Then I can't yell, shut up. Stop.
Midnight told me to throw you out.
Well, stop watching the stream, asshole. I like your account so you can watch the stream. But no, it originally was supposed to have 10 episodes, but because of COVID, one got pushed to season 2, which when you think about it doesn't really make sense because it was supposed to be in season 1, right? Like
what is it called? What if?
Yeah, Marvel's What If.
Disney
What
Plus.
if ... question mark.
Ellipses.
Yes.
Like what if Peggy Carter had gotten the super soldier serum?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go watch that so I can avoid watching the rest of Billions and Walking Dead.
Yes, do that. It's only 9 episodes. Each episode is like 30 minutes.
Pretty quick. Some of them I thought felt kind of pointless, but others were pretty good.
It's all pointless, man. We got to shoot it in the head now.
You know what, Jefferson? Hold on, Jefferson. A certain person always dies in those episodes. I won't say who, but you know who I mean.
In What If?
In What If.
What just happened? Why is this happening? What's up, Top Dog?
Huh?
Shed dick.
Well, it's SFB mod was commenting on my
this guy
stream last week.
Do you got a link to that?
That name sounds okay.
To my
I've seen
stream
them around.
from Bread of Life stream.
Oh,
I mean on my channel.
What does he have to say? He is so brilliant. What does he say? Scientists disagree. Oh, he's a scientist. We got to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read the rest of it because it's resolution on StreamYard for some fucking reason. It's really bad.
Shadik, I just subbed to you. I didn't realize. I could have sworn I subbed to you.
Shadik?
Yeah, Sal. That's how Sal pronounced it. Shadik.
Shadik.
No, he pronounced it Shadik.
Science is never limited to religious dogma such as natural what? Nothing in nature is natural. What? What the fuck?
What
video
There's
is
a
this on?
comment to the scientific theory of my video from last
Nothing
week.
in nature is natural.
Okay. No offense to Jewel, but was he hit on the head?
Okay, quantum physics falsified natural religions over a century ago.
No, what? No. You know what? Go ahead. Keep reading. I'm too tired to read.
That there are what I or anyone
I don't want to lose
would
my head.
call supernatural forces at work is now, I think, scientifically proven. Robert Jastrow, astrophysicist. What the fuck is this? Do you have a? Oh, okay. I know how to find it. Did you put your top picks in private chat?
Huh? Oh yeah, private chat
Religion
and
and
public. I
science
did
go.
earlier.
Religion and science go together. It's like starting out like a jingle, like religion and I mean,
yeah,
science needs religion like a fish needs a bike. I mean, not to rip off the not to rip off that popular statement, but man,
like that one.
I was gonna write this to him. Should I reply to that?
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it to him. Get him. I'm sure. God, some of the shit that guy says, and his wife is there listening to him at the same, which really blows me away because she seems like a rational human being sometimes. Like one time she came on the stream and told him to shut the fuck up, I think, or something when he first started. But I mean, she's got to listen to him say that he's done all these things that we know he hasn't done, right? And how does she do that? How do you do that? I don't know.
Wait,
I've seen this.
Are these the papers? Did he put these papers? Or does they mean?
Oh my God, he's putting that shit up again. That's the stuff he's been trying to insert into the Wikipedia forever, and he keeps deleting it.
I need the link. Hey, Top Dog, send me the link. Post the link in the chat.
Yeah.
I need that. I need to torment him some more.
Oh yeah, we got to torment Essay.
Why don't you be nice to him? He's a good person. Just kidding. Do what you
Midnight,
want.
right now, if Joel were to watch this video right now, it would royally fuck with his sense of reality since he thinks my brother and I are the same fucking people. The guy's fucking crazy.
That's true.
Y'all don't even sound alike.
Wait, hold on. He may be fucking crazy, but he knows programming. There, your argument is invalid.
He doesn't know a hell of a lot of programming either, to tell you the truth.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, he knows more than Maddox knows. That's for sure. But he's actually he actually works as a programmer, but not all that fucking deep.
What about you? Are you deep?
I'm pretty fucking deep. I think
He's so deep he puts her butt to sleep.
Fucking years. Huh?
What?
I've been programming since before most of you were fucking born.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You are old.
Hey, Speed, I've always wanted to know, what was the name of your pet dinosaur?
My pet
Charlie.
It was called my little brony. I called it my little brony.
How is that possible?
Oh well,
he's the one that originated the term brony from his pet dinosaur.
Yes,
they stole it from him.
No,
That's
actually,
right.
the original brony was Christian.
I invented that shit.
As sad as it is for me to admit.
Yep, I also invented the internet and computers, and I was a rocket scientist and a quantum physicist, and I worked on.
Okay, Joel.
I invented chips for TI.
I have heard that he makes some wild claims like that.
I invented water.
Wait, is that what he said?
Yeah.
No, that's what it
his
is.
next claim will be that it will be like Dr. Evil and freaking Austin Powers and make out like his father was so crazy he made outlandish claims like he invented the question mark.
I did.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah, he claimed that he invented the question mark. It may have been Jay who told me that. Somebody told me that, and I thought, what?
No,
That's the most randomest shit.
his reasoning is like, I don't know. Are you guys familiar with crazy ants? Do you know what crazy ants are?
No.
Okay, crazy ants are a particular species of ant, and if you're near their nest or near their trail and you stomp real hard, they freaking go crazy. They just start running all over the place. That's how his brain works. If you stump him, his brain is like a freaking nest of crazy ants. It's everywhere.
Oh my god! Oh, the raspberry crazy ant. Is that? Oh, Nylanderia.
So I'm dealing with an infestation of ants at my house right now. So I've got ants. I found another colony that I have to murder.
Oh, those fuckers are amazing. They were eating our house, and my son kept saying, "There's something scratching in my wall in his office," and we'd like, "Yeah, sure, buddy, quit fucking, step away from the pipe." But but then it turns out there was this massive fucking colony in the walls, and we started.
Sure, those weren't termites.
No, they were fucking carpenter.
You owe your son an apology.
Oh, carpenter ants. Yeah, those. Yeah, they'll.
Yeah.
I have to get going, but it's been fun.
Yeah, where do you gotta go, Gur?
See you in a bit, girl. Love you.
I wonder where Gur is going.
It's classified.
Okay,
I just got some stuff to do around the house before
we gotta shoot it in the head anyway and get ready for Gur stream.
Do some stuff around. That's code for I got to rub one out before I go live.
You do want to lower your tension, reduce the stress.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know what you're all talking about.
Almost at him.
I predict that Gershel is going to turn into a shit show or a dumpster fire.
That's highly improbable.
Well, no, hold on. You'll have Kat, you'll have Leo, you'll have Serb, you'll have Jason, you'll have.
That's implausible.
You'll have everybody in there. You'll have me. You'll have Knock.
Hopefully, I'll have Jason. If Knock says that on his own channel that he's not going to join any streams for the foreseeable future, so
really, he said that. Why did he say that?
He says, okay, so he came onto my channel maybe last week, I think it was.
Yeah, it was last week.
And he got really pissed off at somebody. I don't know, because I stepped out for a good little bit. And then the next day he was talking about how whenever he goes on a stream, if somebody says some really stupid stuff, it just irritates the shit out of him, naturally. But apparently he was saying that it was hard
for him to get on his weed.
Yeah, he did say that as well, I think.
Yep, that makes you really irritable.
It does? It's
not
supposed to.
Man, I thought it would be the opposite, but I can't.
Yeah. No, when my brother-in-law quit, he got really irritable.
Well, I mean, aren't there different strains of weed? They have different effects, right? So.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a.
It's called a dry drunk.
I'm not a weed guy, only because weed does not go well in my system. I don't know. It turns me into a schizophrenic type
when you
of person.
say weed, I think.
Wouldn't you be fun to experiment on?
No, I'm telling you.
No, that's what Cafe is thinking anytime he comes.
Now that's wow, Jay. Now that's disturbing.
Hey, if you guys want to see something funny, but it's cruel, 6 tinctures of THC given to a pit bull. After about an hour, she gets pretty interesting. Talk about paranoid.
So has anyone taken a heroic dose of marijuana?
I don't think there is a
smoke a kilo.
I don't think there is a heroic. I don't think there is a heroic dose.
Well, no, you eat a kilo of fucking really good bud.
Hey, since we were talking about My Little Ponies, what if we kind of changed it up and you did heroic does? And there were these psychedelic obsessed deer from the future. They're like,
hey, Speed. If you eat the bud, you won't get high.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to. The THCA has to come under heat in order to turn to THC.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
So what
you'll get the effects of some things, like some of there's some.
You'll get
terpenes,
the
I think, that are in there, and you'll get some effects of it, and sometimes the CBD will come out in it, so you might feel a little bit of a body relaxation effect. But yeah, you won't get like the THC.
The psychotropic effect doesn't happen.
The psychotropic effect won't happen because you need a certain amount of heat to release the THC out of the herb.
Well, it converts the THCA into the acid, into THC.
Back when I was 20, these guys would always come out to my
You were
house.
20?
Yeah, they clean their weed.
Sorry.
Clean their weed out at my farm, right? They did everything illegal out of my farm. So I had all these fucking stems sitting around, like a fucking butt ton of stems, like probably 30 pounds of them. So I went down in the lab and I started fucking dissolving them in Tylenol, or not Tylenol, but toluene and fucking acetone and alcohol. And I made this shit that I called hash balls, which are these sticky little balls that I had to roll in flour. And I ate one of those fucking things and laid on the couch, clinging to the cushion, praying to fucking die.
That was because
4 hours, and I didn't know what the fuck.
That was probably more from the chemicals you used, and not the chemicals in the weed.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. No, I boiled the.
You could have saved yourself a step and just drank a shot of freaking antifreeze.
Oh, but it was fucking, whatever happened to me was fucking intense, and it didn't feel good. It was pretty bad. So we decided hash balls. You should never eat one. Never eat just one.
I was gonna tell Gert it's too late for it now.
Never eat any of those. Okay, I want to shoot this in the head, guys.
Okay.
All right, we can talk.
My favorite part of
Stay
it
serious.
is when I get shoot it in the fucking head. Okay.
Kill it with fire.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Stay curious.